Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Hatha Yoga. It's my second week after the gym reopened. I'm sure everyone is still in the transitional mood. My name is Angela. So let's start with a seated position with your legs in diamond shape. Relax your hands onto your knees. Loosening up the joints around your hip bones. See how your wrists feel. How your shoulders feel. Letting the tensions go. Give yourself a good hour away from any electronics, away from distractions. Maybe seated a little bit taller, feel the spine is lifted toward the ceiling. Relax yourself a little bit further. Feel the shoulders are dropping down. Feel the hips are sinking down. Loosen up here. Let go of the worries. It might be pandemic worry or any other kind of burdens. Release those burdens. Finding yourself breathe a little bit more freely. One more deep breath here. And without opening of your eyes, just relax the left hand down onto the mat and reaching the right hand over. Try to have both elbows straight if you can. And see how your left wrist feels. Is it sore? One more deep breath here. And slowly switch the direction. Right hand onto the mat, left hand reach over. Try to have both elbows straight so you feel more of the tension as your right wrist supporting your weight. Just one more deep breath here. Sorry. And thank you. And slowly center your body, reaching your hands forward. I'm going to just circle around the wrist. Doesn't matter which direction. And circle the opposite direction. And just reaching your fingertips forward. I'm going to spring forward, like having your upper body back and forth. I'm going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax your hand back onto your knees. 2 more deep breaths here. Beautiful. We're going to turn our body around. Come to a tabletop position here. I'm going to step let's start with the right foot just to demonstrate a little bit better so you can see. So let's lift up the left hand toward the ceiling. Gaze toward the ceiling. I'm going to stay here for 2 more deep breaths. Let's see how your wrists feel, how your shoulders feel. And next, we're going to come to a movement sequence. Thread your left hand around, pointing toward that right foot, right toes. And inhale, lift up the left hand. Exhale, thread the left hand. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pointing your left fingertips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reaching. I'm going to do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Relax the left hand back. Bring that right knee back. Let's reach the left foot out, outside the mat. Let's lift up the right hand toward the ceiling. Lifting. So your left hand, feel it at your wrist. You're supporting your weight with that left hand. 2 more deep breaths here, reaching up, reaching toward the higher greatness. And let's thread the right hand, pointing toward our left toes. Inhale, lift, and exhale, thread. No rush. Feel the full breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift. And exhale, forward exhalation. Gonna do 2 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, exhale, a little bit forward. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Bring that right hand back, left knee back. If you have any discomfort on your knees, maybe bring the knees back a little bit or fold your mat so your knees are comfortable. And from here, we're going to reach the right foot out again. Beautiful. Left hand lifted. And from here, our left hand will be up and down for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thread the left hand there toward your right toes and reaching. Feel like your left hand trying to reach toward your right toes for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bring the left hand, bring the right knee back. Let's do the same thing on the left side. Right hand lifted, right hand up and down for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thread the right hand toward that left toe, reaching toward that left toe. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Right hand back, left knee back. Just make sure your knees are comfortable. If it's not comfortable, you want to be away from this pose. So let's step the right foot out. Beautiful. Left hand lifted back. This one's a bit more challenging. We're going to gaze toward that right toes. Beautiful. Going to make sure the right hand is supporting yourself well. Going to lift up that right toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Thread the left hand around. We're going to lift that right toes again. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful, you did it. Relax the left hand, relax the right knee back. Let's step the left foot outside of the mat, right hand lifted, and our gaze is toward the left toes. So make sure your left hand is supporting yourself well. Maybe spread your left fingertips apart. Beautiful. Let's lift up the left toes. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's thread the right hand toward that left toes and lift up the left toes. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax your right hand. Left knee back. And from here, we're going to just shift the weight of the hips, front and back. Let's do it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lean the hips back, all the way back. And stretch yourself in a child pose here. Feel the fingertips reaching forward, the hips leaning back. Finding your breath. Connecting with that peace. One more deep breath here. And slowly gonna lift up and come back to the tabletop position. I'm going to swing the right foot around and gaze toward your right toes. But you're twisting toward the left side. So you're making a nice C shape here with your spine. It's the top of your foot connecting with the floor. That's right, the top of the foot connecting to the floor. One more deep breath here. I'm going to bring the right knee back. I'm going to swing the left leg around. Left foot on the floor, gazing toward the toes. It's a spinal twist here. One more deep breath. Beautiful. Bring that left foot back. Going to swing the right leg out. And from here, we're going to lift up that right toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that right knee back. Swing the left leg out. Lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that left knee back. Going to swing the right leg out. And from here, I'm going to add on to the arms. So left hand reaching toward that right toe that stepped out. And making sure your supporting hand is strong here. So lift up the leg and arm for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hand back first and bring the knee back. Beautiful. Step the left foot out. Make sure the supporting hand is strong and reaching your right hand toward that toes. Beautiful. Finding your balance first. No rush to lift. And once you're balanced, lift. Hand and foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Bring the right hand back. Bring the left knee back. I'm going to spread the knees apart as wide as you can. And relax yourself in a child pose. Although we don't have hot temperature for the hot yoga, but my goal is to try to have some sequence that we can sweat as well. and find our balance. So one more deep breath here. If you need to drink water, have your water break by all means. Beautiful. Let's come back to the tabletop position. Just a short break. So tuck your toes under. Gonna lift up. Come to your first downward facing dog for the week or for the day. Try to get your chest toward your thighs. So you feel the weight is heavier on the heels, not on your wrists. So one more deep breath here. Now inhale, gonna lift up the right leg and right foot is up and down. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big step. Bring that right foot forward between your hands. Drop that left knee down and slide that left knee back. So your left knee is not right underneath of your left hip. Slide it back as you can. Feel the left toes pointing toward the back room. Beautiful. From here, I'm gonna lift up the hands. And our hands is back and forth for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Relax your hands back first. Bring that left knee back underneath of your left hip and bring yourself back into tabletop. Beautiful. Tuck your toes under here and lift up the hips. Downward facing. Try to guide your chest back. When you guide your chest back, your weight is automatically leaning onto the heels. So one more deep breath here. Feel the heaviness on the heels more than the wrists. Now inhale, left leg lifted toward the ceiling. And exhale, gonna lift up the left leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's have a big step forward. Drop that right knee down. Try to slide the right knee back, away from that right hip, away a little bit more. Let's lift up the hands back and forth for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax the hands down. Slide the right knee back underneath of your right hip bone and bring yourself back to tabletop position. Beautiful. Tuck the toes under. Lift up the hips. 2 deep breaths here in your downward facing. Can you feel your heels down a little bit more? Can you feel your hips higher a little bit more? One more deep breath here. I'm gonna come to bend the knees, gaze toward the front of the mat. Gonna tippy toes forward. Inhale, let's circle the arms all the way up. Gaze toward the ceiling. Hands together, give yourself a back bend. And slowly swan dive down. Inhale, hands halfway up. Feel the flat back here in this position. Beautiful. And exhale, forward fold. One more sun salutation here. Inhale, reach up. Hands together. Give yourself a back bend. And slowly swan back down. Hinging at the hips. Inhale, flat back. Make sure you enjoy that flat back first before you go to the next position. And slowly forward fold. And from here, gonna have the hands out to the mat and step yourself back to downward facing. Inhale, right leg up and right leg up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big step. Bring that right foot forward. Drop that left knee. Let's slide that left knee back as we can. But untap your back toes. That's right. Arms lifted. Arms back and forth. Back bend a little bit more. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax your hands down first. Slide that left knee back and bring yourself back to tabletop. Gonna tuck the toes under, lift up the hips, downward facing. Take 2 deep breaths here first. Spread your fingers apart a little bit more. Inhale, left leg lifted. Exhale, left leg up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big step. Bring that left foot forward, all the way forward. Drop that right knee down and slide the right knee back. Slide the right knee back a little bit more. Arms lifted. Thumbs back and forth for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands back first. Slide that right knee back. And back to tabletop. I'm gonna rest here for a short break in your child pose here. If you need to have a water break, your wrist hurt, knees hurt. Okay, wrist and knees. Okay. From after this one, won't do knees and wrist anymore. Okay, so let's come back to the tabletop position. I'm gonna tuck the toes under, lift up the hips, gaze toward the front of the mat, tippy toes forward. And from here, I'm gonna have hands out to your hips and slowly lift up your chest. From here on, we'll be standing position. So whoever have knees and wrist pain, the movement from here on won't do a lot with hand, with wrist and knees. Okay, let's step the right foot back, arms lifted. We'll have our hands back and forth here, gaze toward the ceiling for 6, 5, 4, back bending, 3, 2, and 1. Find your balance. Make sure your hips are balanced, neutral hips. Beautiful. From here, we're going to gaze toward the front of the room first and keep your balance. Right knee up. Arms still lifted. Beautiful. Going to bring the arms back and arms up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Bring that right foot back. Arms lifted. Arms back and forth for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Neutral hips. Pelvis is neutral. And from here, step the right knee up. Keep the arms lifted. Finding the balance first. And bring the hands down and hands up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the right foot back. Arms lifted. Let's lift up the arms up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the arms lifted. Let's step the right knee up. Keep the arms lifted. Neutral hips. Beautiful. Bring the hands down. Hands back and forth for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the right heel down. Beautiful. Let's do it on the left side. Left toes back, left leg back. So my left heel is lifted. Can you lift up your left heel a little bit higher? Arms lifted, thumbs back and forth. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the hips neutral first. Find the balance first. Let's lift up the left knee. Arms lifted. One more deep breath here. And bring the hands down. And hands back and forth. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the left foot back. Left heel is lifted. Beautiful. Arms lifted. Thumbs back and forth. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the arms lifted. I'm going to step the left knee up. One more deep breath here. Find your balance. Hands down. Hands back and forth for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left foot back. Last one. Arms lifted. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the neutral hips. Make sure you're balanced. And keep the left knee lifted. Arms lifted first. No rush. Let's lower down the hands. Hands back and forth. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Lower down your left foot. Beautiful. And from here, we're going to come to a balancing pose, our yoga tree pose. So going to feel the weight is on the left. And my right heel is leaning toward that left shin bone first. Beautiful. And from here, I'm going to lift up the right heel. You can either press the right foot into the inner thigh or come to a half lotus. Bring the hands heart center first. Find your breathing. And slowly lift up the hands toward the ceiling and open up the yoga tree branches. Going to have the right hand down, left hand down. Feel the branches are waving in the wind. Feel more at your shoulders. One more deep breath here. Center yourself first. Bring the hands heart center. Take 2 more deep breaths. And slowly bring the right foot back, lower down your hands. Let's lean the weight on the opposite side. Left heel pressing in first. Find that weight being shifted on the other side. Now I'm going to lift up the left heel, either pressing into the inner thigh or come to your half lotus. Hands in prayer. Finding that peace. Finding your mind is calm. And slowly reach the hands toward the ceiling and open up the yoga tree branches. And up and down. One more deep breath here. Center yourself, bring the hands heart center. 2 more deep breaths. And slowly drop the heels down, hands relaxed. Come to a mountain pose. So your heels are a little wider than the hips. Make sure the feet are parallel to each other. So your toes are not in a V shape, but feet are parallel to each other. Beautiful. And pointing your hands down like you're shooting out the toxins out of your body. Finding that grounding sensation on your feet. One more deep breath here. Feel like yourself standing up tall, like a mountain. Beautiful. Relax your hands on the side. I'm going to bring the heels together. Point your index fingers forward and hinging at your hips. 2 deep breaths here first. Gonna lift up the index fingers up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands onto your hips. So you keep things folding here. And interlace your hands behind, still pointing the index fingers out. Our hands up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands back onto the hips. Gonna lower the chest down a little bit. And pointing the index fingers out. So you're feeling the arm bones are squeezing toward your ears. And let's lift up the hands up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Have the hands onto the hips. Interlace your hands behind, pointing the index fingers up toward the ceiling. Hands up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Have your hands out to the hips first. Gonna lower the chest down a little bit more. Feel the chest pointing toward the knees. And pointing the index fingers out. Index fingers up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands back onto the hips. Keep the chest pointing toward the knees. Index fingers pointing up toward the ceiling. Index finger up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to relax the hands behind the knees. So you fold yourself a little bit further. Chest pointing toward the knees. Just breathe here for 3. Feel it at the glutes for 2. And 1. Release yourself from the pose. Have the elbows grab onto each other. Step the heels out. Lift up the elbows up and down here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gonna shift the elbows left, right, no rush. Left all the way and slowly shift the weight to the right. Take it slow. Feel like all the tensions on your neck and shoulders being taken over by the gravity. You feel so relaxed with your shoulders. One more deep breath here. And centering your elbows, going to relax the hands back onto the mat first. And slowly hands onto the hips. And lift up the chest. Take it slow. Allow that blood Not suddenly flow from the brain to the heart, but take it slow. Beautiful. Have the hands back onto the hips if you are there. Beautiful. Going to bend the knees. So come to a squatting position here. Hands out. Sorry, hands in prayer here. Squatting. And now I'm going to point the toes out. So come to a Godness pose. The heels are in together. So maybe you can spread the heels apart a little bit more. That's right. And bend the knees down a little bit more. But lift up the chest. Feel the spine is straight. One more deep breath here. I'm going to gaze toward the right heel and lift up that right heel. Once you find the balance, you can lift up the chest instead of gazing toward the right heel. Just breathe here. For 3. Feel the neutral hips, neutral pelvis. For 2. And 1. Lower down that right heel. You can lift up the left heel right away. But if you need to find balance, you can gaze toward the left heel first. And lift up and find balance. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Lowering down the left heel. But open up the hands. Elbows 90 degrees. Beautiful. And going to lean toward the left, gaze toward the left knee. Our hands up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shift the hand toward the opposite side, gaze toward the right knee, hands up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands heart center, straighten out the knees. This will really help strengthen the knees if you have any knees issue. Bring the hands heart center. Come back down. Bend into the knees. If you have knees pain, don't need to bend so much. Just enough so you feel the strengthening but not the pain. Beautiful. We're going to shift the weight of the right and left heel. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering down both heels and lift up both heels. Up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten out the knees and relax the hands, relax the shoulders. Beautiful. We're going to have our third sequence here. Bring the hands heart center first. Bend into the knees. Feel like your thighs are opening up. So you're like opening up the inner thighs like butterfly. Beautiful. And from here, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Lift up heels up and stay breathing here. For 3, 2, and 1. Drop the heels. Going to bounce the knees back and forth. For 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Slowly straighten out the knees. Hands relax. And tippy toes and heels, toes, heels, toes. Bring yourself back. And interlace the hands. Lift up the gaze. 2 deep breaths here first. The bend, side body bending. And lower down a little bit more. And from here, our hands up and down, bending the same direction. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay bended, side body bend. Gonna lift up the left leg. Balance yourself first. Breathe. Now our left leg is up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Center yourself. Gazing up. 2 deep breaths. Feel yourself reaching for the higher potential. The other side, body bend. The other side. Bend down a little bit more, maybe. Our hands and up and down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Stay down with the side body bend and lift up the right leg. Keep the balance first. No rushing to lift yet. Once you find the balance, let's lift. Right foot up and down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down the right foot. Center yourself. Beautiful. Have a water break, everyone. We have 15 more minutes. Okay, 15 more minutes. How's everyone doing? Good? Beautiful. Let's come to hip circling. So I'm going to bring the heels together, hip circling in your high chair. So bend the knees, but with your knees, make sure you can see your toes. If you gaze down, heels together, because we're going to do some hip circling. Arms lifted first, and bring your hands in cactus. Beautiful. Elbows bend 90 degrees. Nice. Gonna have the knees and hips circling all together. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle the opposite direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Change the position of the hands. Hand behind your neck. That's circling. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite direction. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's change the hands position. Index fingers pointing up. That's circling. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite circling. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands position change. Hands in prayer. Let's circle. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite direction. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten out your knees. Beautiful. Let's try that again. Yeah. Let's try that again. You can do it. So make sure your heels are together as tight as you can. Beautiful. Let's bend the knees. Hands in cactus. Elbows 90 degrees. Let's circle the knees and hips for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite circling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change the hands position either behind your neck or behind your head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite circling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Index fingers pointing up. Let's circling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last sequence. Hands in prayer. Let's circle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Beautiful. Shake it out. Next week, when you come, I'll have the third sequence for you guys. Okay, for the last 10 minutes, we're going to invite you to lie down on your mat. To an easy bridge. So just lift up your hips here and allow your hips up and down. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the hips lifted. Imagining that circling of the hips. Let's go for 5. Same direction. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's circle the hips opposite direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax your hips down and hug your knees into your chest. Rock yourself left to right. Do some core strengthening. So relax the heels down. Let's lift up the hands toward the ceiling and lift up the heels toward the ceiling. Put a point the hand toward the heel, toward the toes here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently opening up the legs, opening up the arms, and pointing them back together and opening them up. Chest lifted when you point them together, and chest down when you lie down. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, slimming down your belly for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock yourself left to right. And from here, let's just keep the heels up toward the ceiling, hands down onto the mat. Just circling the ankles here, one direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, opposite direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One foot flex, one foot point. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck your knees into your chest. Rock yourself left to right. Beautiful. And then keep the left knee bent, right leg is straight. And lift up your chest, hugging your knees. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Without lowering down, just bend the right knee, lift up the left leg, and hugging back. Stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Lower your chest. Both knees hugging in. Rock yourself left to right. And come to eyes to middle. So lowering down both heels. Place your left heel onto your right knee. Put a thread of left hand through. Interlace you with your right hand. And lift up your chest. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Lowering down your chest, left heel is down, and switch the direction. Right knee is placed onto the left knee. Okay, thread the right hand through. Lift up your chest. Breathe here for 3, 2, And one, lowering down your chest, both heels down. Let's come to a happy cow pose. So just gonna stack the knees. After stacking the knees, grabbing out to both feet, outer edge of both feet. And lower down your chest, more feeling at the glutes. Two more deep breaths here, stretching around the glutes. Going to change the direction of the knees and switch the knees. The other knee is at the bottom. Two more deep breaths here. Let's hug both knees into your chest. Going to come to a lying down spinal twist. So going to use your left hand to push both knees down and open up the right hand arm like a T, gaze toward the right thumb. Spinal twist here. Finding that energy flow circulating. Gonna switch. Bring both knees to center and use your right hand to push the knees down. Gaze toward your left thumb. Connecting with that inner strength, inner energy flow. One more deep breath here. And slowly centering your knees. Gonna come to a happy baby. In the happy baby, lift up the heels toward the ceiling and use your hands to grab onto the outer edge of both feet. Bend your knees, bend your elbows. Imagining your tailbone is coming down a little bit more. Try not to lift up the tailbone toward the ceiling, but pointing down. Two more deep breaths here. And from here, I'm going to bring the left knee here and right leg is open. Straighten out that right leg. Breathe here. So 3, 2, and 1. Let's switch. Right heel bending here. Left leg is open. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring both heels in first. And let's open up both legs. Breathe here. For 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees, bring both heels in. But open up the hip flexors. Feel like the knees are spreading apart. 2 more deep breaths here. Stretching out the hip flexors. I'm going to open up the legs one more time. You can grab onto the big toes to feel more at the hip flexors. 2 more deep breaths here. Beautiful. Bring the knees together, bend the knees, hug the knees into your chest. But place the hands underneath of the knees and rock yourself up and down. Let's do some spine massaging here. Two more here, massaging the spine from the neck to the tailbone. Last one. Beautiful. We're gonna give ourselves a big bear hug. A lot more self-love. Less blaming. Feel your nose being tucked into the knees. Connecting with that true identity for yourself. And slowly lift up the chest. We're going to come back to the position how we started the class. Maybe with the knees coming down a little bit more. And relax the hands onto your laps. How your wrists feel. How your shoulders feel. Bring the hands heart center and lean forward. Try to place your pinkies onto the heels and lowering down your forehead onto your thumbs. Bow to that inner space between your thighs, between your elbows. Nothing but connecting. Find yourself breathe a little bit more freely. Able to move a little bit more freely. One more deep breath here. May you have a wonderful week ahead. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Good job.